been fun to see how your two games have developed since that draft class.
Yeah, I mean, he's been on two different teams and had different roles, being a six-man and being a starter and go-to guy and obviously elevating his game. And I've been here the whole time kind of on a steady rise to where we are now. So that's about it.
Steph, you faced this team 4 times in the regular season. You won all 4 meetings. They're a slightly different team now. A couple of players weren't there, but how do you guard against overconfidence against this team?
The playoffs are totally different. We understand that any team that can win 3 straight playoff games should never be overlooked, regardless of the 4-0 record in the regular season or what have you. This is a totally different situation, and they obviously proved that anything is possible if you really want it and execute better than another team. So there will be no lackadaisical effort or no casualness about our effort going into this series, because we want something special to happen for us, and we can hopefully control that by how we play and coming out being the aggressors. So we'll never overlook a team, especially at this point in the season.
Are you surprised that it's Houston?
For sure. Anytime you got a team up 3-1, and I think they're only the 9th team, I think, or something like that, to come back from that. I'm not surprised that they're in the Western Conference Finals, but just of how their whole journey unfolded. They're obviously the second-ranked or second-best team in the West this over the regular season, so they're not a slouch team that's not supposed to be here. And they're very talented. They have obviously a guy that had a fantastic season and carried them pretty much the whole way. You know, they have a healthy Dwight. They got role guys that won them a playoff game, basically, a must-win. So I know they have a lot of confidence, and so do we.
You haven't played them in 4 months. Teammates, fans, they think he's the MVP. Your teammates, your fans think you're the MVP. What do you think, though, when Harden says that he should have been the MVP? It's obviously in that competitive fire type of way.
I don't think he'll phrase it, I shouldn't have been. Like, it comes off strong, but that's how he thinks, and he should think that way. You got a guy that has confidence in the way he plays. He should be proud of that. He had a great season, obviously. It's not like he's talking crazy. But, you know, all that's I know he's about winning, and that's what we're all here to do. The MVP stuff is a special time. You'll have plenty of time to kind of reflect on that after the season, but right now it's just about winning.
It's all a team thing, 1 through 8, 1 through 15 coaches, but is this where it gets to be cool when it's the Western Conference Final and it's 2 of the best players in the game, if not the 2 best scorers in the league, kind of going head-to-head on somebody?
It should be a good, entertaining basketball, and hopefully we come out on top. Like I said, we're going to have to bring an aggressiveness and an attack mode from the start, and because they have such great individual talent, we can't just feel like we're going to show up and win a series. We got to do something about it.
You haven't played these guys in 4 months. Is it almost like playing for the first time, considering that Josh Smith has become kind of a big-time player for them? You know, Jason Terry wasn't playing a whole lot when we played them early.
They have certain tendencies that haven't changed. They just are executing better, and defensively, I think they're a little better than they were in the regular season because of the personnel that they have. Obviously, they're missing Patrick still, but we know some of their tendencies after you play a team 4 times. There's not much you can change. It's just a matter of how well you execute what you're trying to do. So we watched the film of those certain games that we played against them, and they're running some of the same sets, some of the same strategy. And then this series is just about knowing the personnel that's on the floor and knowing their strengths and weaknesses, and it's going to be a big time. It's not really one-on-one defense, but you have to contain your man more so than how we guarded Memphis.
Did you ever feel like you saw the Dwight Howard that played the last week?
We've seen him in years past, so we know what that's about. So
were you around for the 44 free throw game that he had here?
Yeah, I was on that team. I was here at Oracle.
Right, yeah.
I doubt that'll happen with who's coaching our team.
Who do you expect to be guarding you a lot?
Multiple guys.
Multiple guys. Steph, you guys have had some real chippy, intense games with this team over the last couple of years. Do you expect that in the playoffs?
I don't know. You got to be ready for anything, but you expect the intensity and just the atmosphere to be pretty. I don't know the word. I'm trying to think of another word to use, but it's going to be. It's going to be. There might be some chippy episodes just because we know where we are. We're Western Conference Finals. We're 4 wins away from getting to the finals and one step closer to your dream. So there's one team in our way to get there, and whatever happens in between games, you kind of just got to try to keep your composure and stay focused on what the mission is and not get caught up in any of that stuff.
Do they talk more than Memphis? Talk more trash?
I don't remember them talking much trash at all, except, I mean, there's that deal with Trevor Ariza in one of the games. I thought I got a little cheap shot, but other than that, I mean, it's basketball.
Steph, this team feels like it has a quiet confidence about them. Do you feel like this is really your time, the Warriors? Your time, your year?
Yeah, we're here. We're ready. We're still playing, so. You know, we have, like I said, we got a chance to win 4 games and get to the finals and kind of get one step closer to where we're trying to go. So we've handled every test so far this year well, and this is another one against a really good team that we have to show up and be ready to play.
How surprised were you that the Rockets were able to make that comeback in Game 6 against the Clippers without Harden, and what do you think that did for their team?
It's kind of about 2 ways. They have enough talent to do it, and it's not like certain guys are making shots that they normally don't take and make. They just happen to be, timely baskets and a bunch of them in a row to get back into the game. But anytime you have a team down 19 late into the third quarter in a closeout game, you don't expect many miraculous things to happen like that. But on the same hand, they're a good team, so. They had it in them. We had the same thing in us in New Orleans. It was just happened to be a closeout game for them, and they really needed it. So we have to. That's a good lesson for us if that situation happens in this series to keep our foot on the gas pedal, because to get to that point, that means we've been playing really well against a really good team, and to close them out and to finish off the job, you can't let up, because they have a lot of great talent that can shine at any point during the series.
Do you like the way you've played this postseason, and can you take your game to another level?
Yeah, had a couple bad shooting games, which might happen again, but just try to be as consistent as possible, be as aggressive, whatever happens, really having no regrets about just your effort every single night and your mental focus on the adjustments you need to make and things you need to do individually to help your team win. So I don't know if that's going to mean keeping the scoring rate up or what stats that'll mean, but I'll know at the end of the day if you talk to me after a game that I left it all out there, and that's really the mission with 8 wins left in our tank to get a championship. That's what everybody should be focused on.
Steph, the Warriors only have one player who's made it to the Western Conference Finals, or the finals in either conference. Do you think that'll be a factor at all, or will you guys feel like you're just ready to play on any level right now?
I think we've handled every step of the way with maturity and just focus, so I don't think any moment's too big for any of us. There's a reason we won 67 games. There's a reason we made the adjustments we did against a great Memphis team to win 3 games in a row in the playoffs. So we're confident. We know we can't just show up and like I said, just because the Warriors are playing means we're going to be the better team. We have to actually outwork teams, and that's what we're going to try to do in this series, and just stay in the moment, because obviously it is a big time for us and a huge situation to be one step away from the NBA Finals, but it's just at the end of the day, when we get on the floor and the game starts, it's just basketball, and you're playing against another team and you got to win.
What's it feel like, when you get to a stage like this and everybody's expecting you to do something, magical, because that's what you tend to do sometimes. And now you're on an even bigger stage.
All that comes from just enjoying the situation, enjoying playing basketball, and just having fun out there. I don't really think about going out and trying to make some Vine moment or do something crazy. It just happens just kind of through the flow of how I play the game. And so I never try to get too ahead of myself in that regard. And those moments usually just kind of flow. And I'm sometimes kind of surprised at what happens just because you're so locked in the moment. You're not really worried about forcing those situations to happen.
So how do you feel about the fans that were expecting a Vine moment and you didn't give them one? What's your message?
62-footer wasn't one?
I'm saying. 3 games he did.
It's nice having high expectations for him.
Every game.
That's pretty good. I'll be all right.
I thought it was just one per series. The corner 3 in New Orleans, 62-footer. Now you got to top that in this series.
Every game. Not just the whole nation. Like, how do you deal with the pressure of people wanting all this from you and you need to just play your game and win? Is that a difficult challenge for you?
Nah, not really. Everybody talks like the playoffs. Guys kind of like shut down like their lines to like social media and all that stuff. I actually deleted Twitter off my phone right before the second game of the Pelican series, just because there's so much attention and focus on us. If you're on there, it kind of can clutter your mind. And I'm not. I didn't go as far. I think LeBron said he like turns his phone off or whatever. I still talk to people and communicate and all that kind of stuff, but I don't really sit on social media and kind of see what people are saying about certain games and plays and all that, just to keep a clear mind, and it feels good.
LeBron shuts off his phone entirely. Thought about doing it?
Nah, I got a pretty cool, good circle that doesn't distract. I don't know what his reasons are. Probably pretty good reasons for doing it, but I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Steph, you said you deleted Twitter off your phone?
Yeah.
So who does the lock-in debnation?
That's the only tweet I do. So I don't read anything. I just kind of tweet
you
it
do it
out.
on the computer, though? Not on your phone?
You said what?
You do the mobile text or you send a text message or whatever?
Oh, no. I have a social media guy that I'll send him the text, and he puts it on there. So I'm really doing it, but I don't have the actual. I needed to delete it off my phone entirely to resist the urge to press the button and just start scrolling.
What about Facebook? Are you Facebook?
No, I don't really do it that much. I got a fan page and all that, but that's it.
Instagram?
What about Snapchat?
I get on Instagram. There's not much clutter on Instagram per se as people talking about your game and reactions to all that kind of stuff. So I can get away with that.